Good morning, everyone, and big welcome and hello to everyone joining us live on Behance. Welcome to day 2 of the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. My name is Howard Pinsky, Senior XD Evangelist here at Adobe, and if you are joining us live, let me know who you are, where you're tuning in from. I am streaming live this week from beautiful Los Angeles. Next week, I'll be in San Francisco doing some really cool stuff with the Daily Challenge and UI and UX week, and who knows what else, maybe some other things here and there. But a big good morning to Munir and Ann and Marilyn, Martina and Bander and Emily and Chris, one of our awesome mentors. Michael Crabtree is here, one of our awesome guests from Adobe Live, who, by the way, I'm never going to let this down. He spilled water all over our desk. So that was fun. I'm sorry, Michael. I had to bring it up. And who else do we have in here? Another Michael, and Samuel. Ooh, a lot of awesome people from Ukraine and Chicago, Bulgaria. Man, all these cool places. I love doing this thing because I get to connect with people from all over the world in exotic places like Florida. Very exotic. Miami and Chicago and Michigan. Andy says donkey because that's what Andy does. So, what do we have planned for today? Well, this is day 2 of the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. And hopping over here to my screen, we have our landing page, behance.net/Daily Creative Challenge. And if you haven't hit that big blue register button at the top, hit the big blue register button. What are you waiting for? That way you get notifications when we release new challenges every single morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, minus weekends. And the cities are still coming in. Exotic Phoenix, super exotic. Hungary and Irvine, California. Yeah, the face at the end of it kind of, it's Irvine, you know. I've been there. Blizzard's there. That was fun. I went there a few times. So how does this work? So every day you're going to receive a challenge, and every day at 8:30 in the morning Pacific time, you're going to be joining me live on air here on Behance, and I'm going to be kind of kicking off that day's challenge. And then your task is to use Adobe XD to design and prototype whatever that challenge is, and making sure to use the keyword XD Daily Challenge when you are sharing it on Behance. And I'll explain why that's important in a second. And then you have until March 29th to complete these challenges. But as I've mentioned every single day, these are really there to build up your skills, learn new things. Maybe you've never used Adobe XD before. A lot of you probably haven't. So it's really, we're doing this to help all of you designers. It's not a competition. There's no prizes unless you consider building up your skills prizes, which I suppose it could be. But we want to make this open to absolutely everybody, and we want to, help you develop as a designer. So if you need a few extra days after March 29th, or if you can't complete every single day's challenge on that day, don't worry about it. You definitely can submit it pretty much any time. I was scrolling through entries today, and I came across some entries from previous designs or challenges. So, take your time, have fun with it. Grab XD for free, and then join us on Slack. Let me hop over to Slack here, and here is Slack. Here's our announcements section. We've got, our new announcement here today, which is, I'll touch on the challenge in a second, but we're kind of looking at some marketing today, some banner images. And then I posted this yesterday. Let me hop over here. Shameless self-promotion, but it's there to help you. My letsxd.com website, which has a ton of videos on getting started in XD. I just released this snackable section, super delicious, but if you're short on time, these are 1-minute videos that explain what repeat grids are, or responsive resize, scrollable artboards, voice, and I'm gonna be adding a lot of these. So if you just wanna learn what something is in XD super quickly, definitely check that out. All right, so Behance. This is the importance of using the keyword XD Daily Challenge. I can go in here, or anyone can go in here, sort by most recent, and just browse. Look at all these entries. These all came in yesterday. It just keeps going. It's crazy. So I want to very quickly highlight a few of them. There were a lot, as you can probably tell. Drink. I said repeat grids. No, not yet. So these are a few that came in. Actually, Emma just posted in Slack, in Behance chat. So this one came in yesterday from Emma, and I thought this was really cool, mainly because of the way Emma is starting to really lay this out on the page, right? And she's kind of going into the problem of the navigation bar. She's introducing it. She's talking about the architecture. And it's just really super in-depth, and as this challenge continues to unfold over the next 2 weeks, this post is going to get more and more in-depth. And That's exactly what we want to see. We want to see kind of a case study from beginning to end on how the designer, in this case was Emma, got to the final product. And clients love seeing this sort of stuff. So I thought this was really cool. So great job, Emma. Next we have Retta, who put together this cute pet care navigation bar. Very large images at the top so you can very easily see what pet you're looking for. I thought that was kind of cool. And a lot of them do have interactive prototypes. You can just embed directly from Adobe XD, copy the code, paste it on Behance, and you can interact with it. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to waste too much time, because we're short on time. We only have half an hour for these things. We got some great Photoshop stuff coming up after this. This one is from Corey, who put together, I liked the little overlays on some of these images. You can see there's like a yellow overlay on the dog, and then the ones that are not active kind of have a greenish blue overlay. I thought that was kind of cool. Nice job. This one is from Sarah, who put together, this one I like because she kind of did like it's like a play on my last name. It's actually how most people spell my last name, not correctly, but that's okay. Pink Seas Pets. I thought that was kind of cute. But I'm gonna keep an eye on this one, see where this one goes. I thought that was kind of fun. And then we've got Asma. This one, I really like the colors and the playfulness of the rounded corners, the logo. It all kind of adds to that playful feel to this page. And some of you are jumping a little bit ahead, but you know, I'll touch on that in a second. And then we've got Catherine. I think I saw her in the chat at some point. This one I will click on because that's the only thing on this page. And I think the logo's really nice. It's like a heart with a dog in it. Super cool. I don't know if you made that or not, but if you did, great job. And then, you know, a simple navigation bar with some different pets. Awesome. And then finally, we've got Ben, who I think I saw in the chat as well. He created this dog mart interactive prototype. You can click on pet, or you can click on brand. There you go. Really cool stuff. Now today what we're going to be tackling is basically kind of what Ben already accomplished. These banner images at the top, and marketing might want to use this a lot for, you know, to highlight some of their upcoming events or their upcoming sales or whatever it might be. And as you can see in the description, we're kind of running with Black Friday, a strategic brand partnership, and an ad to promote their new mobile app. So we're going to accomplish as much as we can in this short stream. So I'm going to hop over here. Nope, that's Slack. Here we go. Alrighty, so here we go. Let's go ahead and tackle this. So here's what we kind of left off yesterday. Obviously, looking at this now, many of your entries are a lot better than mine, but you know, that's the way it is. You guys are better designers than I am. So we have over here in this template, by the way, again, this was provided by the amazing Marissa Blair. If you haven't grabbed the template yet, we're using the same template throughout the entire, I believe, throughout the entire 2 weeks. So you can continue using the template that you started with yesterday. And in here we have already done, we have a nice carousel unit right here. So you can just copy this, you can paste it over on your other document, and let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna just copy it here, paste it on this artboard, boop, and then move it into place. There we go. It's that simple. So big thank you. If you do see Marissa in the chat or on Slack, definitely thank her for her awesome work on these cool templates. So now how do we get content into these things? Well, the cool thing is, if you've never used Adobe XD before, any shape can be used as a mask. So all I have to do is hop over to Finder, and I have these really nice pet images that I grabbed from Adobe Stock. And all I'm going to do is just grab one and drag it directly into XD. And you're noticing no matter what shape I hover over top of, it's going to highlight in blue, letting me know that when I let go, it's going to mask that image within that shape. So I can just drop it, boop, right there. And now we have our really cute dog with this cute bow tie, which we're going to use for our Black Friday ad. And at any point, if I want to adjust the mask, all I have to do is double click, make this a little bit larger, like that, and now I have a larger dog image with this cute bow tie. There we go. Perfect. So I'm gonna leave it right about there. Now we do have a few different elements on this carousel. We have these little chevrons over to the left and to the right. We also have these dots at the bottom. I do want to change their color. So I'm gonna just simply select these guys here, change it to white, and they do have a little bit of a decreased opacity, so they're not super white, but you can definitely change that as you wish. Or if there's nothing over on this side, what you can do is just select this one and just maybe decrease it a little bit, or get rid of it completely, letting users know that there's probably nothing over there. Yeah, Nell's pointing out that I think I am coming down with a cold. That's what happens when you have kids. You catch all the things that they bring home. I'm gonna set the fill to white on this one and also the border, and then select these ones here and set the border to white. So this is the active one. We're actually going to change this one to white, and this one we're gonna take the fill off. So there we go, perfect. All right. So now that we have the carousel with the image, we also obviously need some text to kind of promote whatever it is that we're promoting. So I'm gonna grab my text tool, shortcut key T, make sure I'm in my carousel unit, press anywhere on my canvas and type out, let's say Black Friday. Or you know what, let's go for So Fancy. We're gonna have some fun with this because dogs with bow ties are fancy. Now what font do we want? Let's go for a Cumin Pro. That's always a fun font. It's simple, but it works. I'll go with a white. There we go. So Fancy. Now do we want caps or we don't know caps? Let's see. So Fancy. Maybe no caps. All right, we'll pop that into place right about there. And then right underneath, we're gonna go with Shop our Black Friday deals. And of course, I definitely expect that, you know, you all get more creative than this. This is not very exciting, but you know, all of you are much more creative than I am. So you'll come up with something that makes a little bit more sense and it's a little bit more fun. This is not fun, but you know, I'm gonna run with it because that's what I do. There we go. So Fancy, shop our Black Friday deals. And Kelsey's saying caps. Yeah, maybe soon there might be a button in Adobe XD to make everything caps or not caps. I don't know. You never know what's coming. So we got So Fancy, shop our Black Friday deals. Now we need a button because obviously some people might know to click on the entire banner, but some people may not. So we want to make sure to give users options. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to need your input again. Do we want sharp corners, slightly rounded corners, or do we want completely rounded corners? Sometimes I like rounded. I can just do that, or sometimes maybe a little bit rounded, maybe straight. I don't know. We'll start with rounded, and we'll see how that looks. Pop that about there. Just move these into place. And if I was actually designing this for an actual all caps, please, yes, maybe. You never know. If I was designing this for an actual website, I would make sure to follow my 8-pixel or 16-pixel grid. But who has time for that right now? Now in here, I'm gonna just type out shop now. Oh, I can't see it. So I'm gonna press my eyedropper shortcut I was gonna say Command I, but that's not it. Just I. There we go. And I'll make this one bold because it is a call to action. There we go. What are people saying? Completely rounded, sharp corner, slightly rounded. Gosh. You don't make things easy, do you? All right. So now we have our button. I'm gonna make sure in my layers panel just to group everything. And the cool thing about this, because I'm grouping, I'm gonna write shop now button. Because I'm grouping these two elements, the text and the button, because responsive resize is on over here, at any point I can just make this button bigger and that text is kind of just flowing with it. It's gonna go with it, which is nice. So if I wanted a bigger, bit smaller, I can easily do that. So that looks pretty good. Not too bad, not perfect, but I expect all of you to do a much better job than I am. But this is the first one that we're gonna run with. That looks good. Now everything is inside of this carousel, so I'm gonna just name this Black Friday. Andy says 10.5 pixel rounded. Andy, I can't with you. Now I'm gonna duplicate this downwards. Now obviously these will not all be displayed on the screen at the same time, but just so I can easily edit them, I'm gonna duplicate it downwards. Next, I'm going to hop over back to Finder. Let's grab this cute cat image, drag it on top. It's going to automatically replace it. And if I wanted to, I can very easily go over here and flip the image. So maybe it's not, I don't want the pets on the same side on every card. I can just flip it over here. And now I can move this way. So the next one was a brand partnership. Let's get fancy with this one. Perfect. Sure, why not, right? And a brand someone give me a brand for a cat. I don't know what a cat brand would be, but check out the latest from company name, right? I will leave it to you to give me a cool company name for cats, and I will put that in there. Meow Mix. There we go. Okay, fine. Meow Mix. I think that's an actual thing, right? But I'm going to run with it. Meow Mix. Perfect. I'm going to grab the button, move it over, and I'm going to select the text, shortcut key I, and just grab one of the greens from the background. Grab this one, turn off the fill, and you're noticing how fast we're able to edit because we've just duplicated. Look at all these names, Felix and Meow Mix and Meow and Kit Kat. Kit Kat's kind of fun, but I'm going to run with this one just for now. And I do want to make sure that the little chevron, wherever that chevron is now white, or at least 70%. I can press 7. That way we know we can go back and forward on this one, but this one we cannot. And now we want to do one more going downwards. Back over to Finder. Grab this one with a really cute toothbrush. Does your dog have a... My dog does not have a toothbrush. Maybe I'm doing things wrong. I'm a bad dog parent. I'm going to jump in here, move this over. Now we're noticing a little bit of a problem here. The background is blue, light blue, and the text is white. So this might run in, we might run into, it's not terrible, but it's not great, right? And if we do this, it's also kind of difficult. Emma's asking, what's the shortcut for the eyedropper? It's the I key on the keyboard. So we might want to actually change the text to something. Let me start by sampling this blue and then just make it a little bit darker. It's not bad, not great, but not bad. I think I might run with it for now. And I'll just use that throughout this design. Not loving it, but I might change it. So let's say squeaky clean. That's a little bit large, so I might just shrink this down a little bit. It's okay if it kind of hops over top of the dog. And, oh yeah, this one, oh, this was for a mobile app, wasn't it? Well, do we have a mobile app to keep dog teeth clean? Probably not, but let's go for it. We're gonna run with this. Download our new teeth cleaning app. That makes 0 sense, but you know, we're gonna do it. Why not, right? Now this won't be a shop now button. This will probably be a download now. And I can just make this button a little bit bigger. Just like that. Make sure it's centered in the middle of the button. Perfect. Chris is saying rough start. I kind of like that. Rough start. All right. So there we go. So now that we have our 3 carousels, I'm going to make sure to name these in my layers panel so they're not all the same. This will be teeth. This will be cat. And this will be Black Friday. Super original, isn't it? Okay. So now how do we actually get these to actually do something, right? I'm going to make sure to put them all into a single group. I'm going to group these and name this banner images. And the importance of this is because now they're all in a single group, I'm able to grab these. Let's say I want to grab the cat one. I can just, let me move this artboard over here. I'll just move it up so I have some room, move this away. I can grab this cat image and just move it off the artboard beside the So Fancy Black Friday deal, and it's not going to go off the artboard. It's going to remain on this artboard because it is grouped with other elements that are currently on the artboard. So I'm going to do that. This one I want to make sure that this chevron is at like 10%. Perfect. All right, and grab this guy. It's going to be the teeth one, and just move it also over here. Great. So now that I have 3 artboards going across, how do I actually make this animate and do something cool? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this artboard, duplicate it, Command and Control D on my keyboard, or what I can do is hold down my Alt or Option key and just move it across just like this. Perfect. So now there's a few ways we can actually prototype this. We could do like some websites have. They have basically automatically rotating elements at the top that after a certain amount of time, it just rotates. So let's do that first, and then we'll work on a drag trigger if we have time. I'm going to select my entire first artboard, hop into prototype mode, and then over here to the right, I'm going to select and drag the blue handle to the second artboard, just like this. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, Nothing's going to happen, because what I have to do is I have to move the banner images so that we can see the next. There we go. Perfect. All right, now back to what we were doing. Drag that little blue handle over to the right, and under trigger, I want to make sure to select time. And it's very good to note that the time trigger is only available when you have an entire artboard selected. If I only had one of the banner images selected, that time trigger would not appear. So maybe after 3 seconds, I want something to happen, and that something is going to be auto animate. And let's do an in and out, so it kind of eases at the beginning and eases at the end. And then duration, we'll do, let's say 0.4 seconds, might be a little bit too slow, but we'll see what happens. So now when we press the play button at the top right, it's gonna wait for about 3 seconds. And then, oh, that was a bit too fast. Way too fast. So let's reduce that to, let's say 1 second. See what that looks like. Ah, much better. All right, so now that we're happy with that one, we can just go through and duplicate this artboard. And we're gonna just grab this. Even in prototype mode, you can fill this. And I did forget, someone pointed out I forgot to fill a third circle. I did. I'll fix that at some point. So I can do that and just simply just do this. And it's gonna automatically remember all of the settings from my last wire. And I can press play. And we're gonna wait 3 seconds. It's gonna rotate to the next image. We're gonna wait 3 seconds again, and it's gonna rotate. And eventually, not to give too much away, but eventually we might be able to do something like this in much fewer artboards. So, you know, we got some cool stuff coming this year. You never know what's coming. I love dropping hints. Not too many hints, but, you know, hints. And then I can go ahead and might go back to the beginning. So I'm gonna link this last artboard back to the first artboard. Same settings. Let's preview this one more time. And 1, wait 3 seconds. 2, wait 3 seconds. And now it's going to go all the way back to the first image, which is super cool. Mind blown, right? Cool stuff. And super simple to do in Adobe XD. Let me fix this because someone did point this out. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. I know. All right. Awesome. Now we can also set this up as a drag trigger. So if we go into prototype mode one more time, instead of selecting the entire artboard, and we can keep those time triggers there, we might want to select just the banner images. So I'm going to select maybe just this one here, the Black Friday one, drag the blue handle, this one here, over to the second artboard, and I'm going to select drag. Auto animate is going to be automatically set to the action, and I'll do the same for the cat. Drag this over here. Now this one's going to be a little bit more tricky, but let's see if it works. It may not, I don't know. Bam. All right, so now that we also have drag triggers, we can either wait the 3 seconds or we can just drag ourselves. So we can press play. Oh, I'm on the wrong artboard. There we go, press play. We can just drag this back and forth if we wanted to. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. And let's see if, this one's a little bit trickier because it requires a bigger drag, but it does work. So there we go, deletion of the 4th bullet, yes. Thank you, this is why I have the chat here. Because people need to keep me in check. And now that I deleted the 4th, you know what? I'm gonna just leave it there. I'll deal with that because I have to go through and delete it on all of them. Eventually we might have overridable symbols that we can do things like this with. I don't know, just dropping hints today. So that will just about do it. So we have our 3 banner images that rotate either on a time trigger or a drag trigger. And you know, who knows what we'll be tackling tomorrow. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Definitely do your banners, upload them to Behance. You can either upload them as a new project, or I would encourage you to continue the project you were working on yesterday. And I'm gonna be checking these out all day. Join us in Slack and you know, give some good feedback in the design feedback section. And I'll see you all bright and early tomorrow morning. Stick around, we've got some great Photoshop stuff coming up in just about 5 or 6 minutes. And thanks for joining me, everyone. Sarah's excited about overridable symbols and caps. You know, I'm not confirming anything, but you know, things are coming. All right, I'll see you later, everyone. Peace.